Today, we're diving into a popular post from the Reddit titled as, "Cop pulled me over and I called 911 and lied to get out of going to jail." This post received 36,494 upvotes. Posted by Billy Club XXX. The post reads as follows. When I was 19 I was running late to work in my tiny POS economy car and on fumes of gas I didn't come to a complete stop on a right turn. Lights behind me so I pull over. I know I've barely got any gas at all and was almost to a gas station, hence why I rolled through the stop a little, trying not to have the car die. At the time, around 1995, a new digital phone had come out called VoiceSteam, now T-Mobile, and their whole big thing was the phones were digital and not cellular. They were the first phones with caller ID, and one of the big things the salesman had said over and over was since it was digital the signal couldn't be triangulated or traced. Not that I cared, but it stuck in my mind. Well, as I give the cop my license, registration and insurance card I got an idea. I knew if I was late to work I was going to lose my job. They were super strict there. So I get an idea, and right after I hand the papers to the cop and he's walking back to his cruiser I called 911 and tell the operator I just saw a guy with what looked like a shotgun walk into a 7-Eleven that was about 2 blocks away. I confirmed the address, then I hung up. About 30 seconds later the cops come sprinting to my car and hands me all my stuff and rushed says, "Come to a complete stop next time." Then peels off to the direction of the store. Pushed my car to the gas station that I'd almost made it to and felt pretty pleased with my ingenuity. I was an idiot and I confess. Edit. Wow, this blew up. I forgot to mention I would have gotten arrested, booked and released, because I was driving with a suspended license for unpaid traffic tickets and I had a bench warrant for it. Because I'm an idiot, so it wouldn't have been just a few minutes late to work. The job was a physical high turnover one that didn't tolerate much. Thank you to the kind souls giving me these medals, awards. Don't think I deserve them, but I'll pass it along to those who do. A comment from user Simon the Cruncher says, I once got out of a ticket because the cop got called to another scene. Not my doing, but I was sure thankful. This comment received 5242 upvotes. A reply from user Shinji257 says, I once got out of a ticket because someone else sped past and nearly hit the cop in the process. This reply received 1575 upvotes. A comment from user SummerLovin2818 says, this is the fakest nonsense I've ever seen. First off, almost no one had cell phones in 1995, especially a broke 19 years working a shitty job. Second off, you said you had license suspended BCU were so broke you couldn't afford to pay traffic tickets, but then how were you able to somehow magically afford a brand new cell phone? In 1995 no less. Yeah right. I'm calling BS. This is just way too contradicting. Third, you said job was crazy strict and you couldn't be late even once or you'd get fired, but then when someone pointed out you would have been late regardless after getting gas you switched your story and said you weren't actually worried about being a few minutes late after all. Which is it? That's literally two different stories. IDK, I'm not buying this one. This comment received 341 upvotes. A comment from user Blueflats says, am I missing something? Why would you go to jail for what started as a routine traffic stop? This comment received 2072 upvotes. A reply from the original author Billy Club XXX says, forgot to mention I'd already gotten my license suspended for tickets and had a bench warrant. I was an idiot. This reply received 2540 upvotes. A comment from user Gordo Concentrate says, your post and comment history suggest that you're a compulsive liar. This post is fake. This comment received 1171 upvotes. A comment from user toy_story_sid says, nice work. I know a gentleman who called in a bomb threat to the airport back in the late 70s because he was going to be late. All flights postponed or cancelled. This comment received 3466 upvotes. A reply from user the_1_tall_guy says, wow, that is super illegal and actually can get a lot of prison time. This reply received 1722 upvotes. A comment from user deleted user says, removed. This comment received 161 upvotes. A comment from user diligent photograph says, Harvard here, what's your location? This comment received 317 upvotes. A comment from user Sman 12804 says, honestly wasting a cop's time like that is horrible, but god damn was that 200 IQ. This comment received 781 upvotes. A comment from user deleted user says, I got caught going 100 in a 55 because I had to shit and as I rolled down my window I pooped in front of him and he let me go. This comment received 3 upvotes. A reply from the original author Billy Club XXX says, Jesus. Tears of joy, tears of joy, tears of joy. This reply received 2 upvotes. A comment from user deleted user says, I don't think you're an idiot at all, up. I think you're smart. This comment received 2 upvotes. A reply from the original author Billy Club XXX says, thank you. This reply received 2 upvotes. A comment from user Turd Jerkin says, and then someone gets accidentally killed by a cop while trying to buy a Slurpee and holding an umbrella. This comment received 2 upvotes. A reply from the original author Billy Club XXX says, yeah, nowadays that's a legit worry of mine. My stupid ass didn't even consider such a thing back then. This reply received 2 upvotes. A comment from user deleted user says, I once got out of a ticket by telling a cop the truth and that I fucked up and would pay whatever consequences. I told him had I not run off the road in my confusion during the bad storm that I could have endangered others and that I'd rather have hurt myself than anyone else. That I'd rather not come home than someone not making it back to their family. He handed me my papers and told me not to be an idiot next time, and just left. It was the strangest fucking encounter I've had with a cop. I sat there for 5 to 10 minutes, confused as shit. This comment received 2 upvotes. A reply from the original author Billy Club XXX says, sounds like he was one of the good ones. Does it out of duty and honor. This reply received 2 upvotes. A comment from user Ripjaw Gaming says, good thing it was 95, and they didn't have too much advanced technology to track you down for lying to cops. This comment received 2 upvotes. A reply from the original author Billy Club XXX says, exactly. This reply received 2 upvotes. A comment from user FR3SH Bread says, nowadays with call tracing you would have been in even more trouble, but given your situation specifically, I don't blame Yoy for doing it one bit. You did what you had to do to survive. Nobody can fault you for that unless it actually brought harm to others. This comment received 2 upvotes. A reply from the original author Billy Club XXX says, it was stupid because it was a symptom of how borderline my lifestyle was. I was 19 so I just moved out a year earlier so I didn't have a lot of time making 100% my own choices so I was in that period where my apartment was filthy. Cinderblock TV stand. Ketchup packets sometimes to make shitty tomato soup waiting for payday etc. Never do that now in that situation. Even if I had all that stuff still messed up. But make it something more serious to my way of life or people I care about I'd still do whatever I felt would help us. If the current expectation from outside influences is shit I'll roll the dice and gamble on me. This reply received 2 upvotes. A comment from user knower of _thing says, I'm calling bullshit. One of the first cell phones selling on the point of no location coordinating? Having one of the first, insanely expensive cell phones for the time but not having enough gas for your POS car? Pushing your car then to get gas without someone to steer. Also you wouldn't have one if you were on your way to work in case you decide you forgot to mention having a passenger. Didn't happen. Find things to do. This comment received 0 upvotes. A reply from the original author Billy Club XXX says, Jesus some of you are dense. The phone was like $99. What are you taking about a passenger? It was a Chevy Sprint. I could probably bench press that little thing. Not hard to steer and push at the same time man. This reply received 2 upvotes. A comment from user The Strangest of Kings says, I feel bad for that cop. Imagine how panicky he must have been when he got to the 7-Eleven. This comment received 1 upvotes. A reply from the original author Billy Club XXX says, "Yeah, I do feel bad for that. Even then I felt a little bad. He wasn't an asshole cop or anything. I was the irresponsible asshole." This reply received 2 upvotes. A comment from user AmadPate says, "I thought I got out of a ticket. Driving my sister-in-law's car. She had expired tags and I hadn't thought to check before running my errand. When a motorcyclist was hit by a car leaving a gas station down the street. I felt horribly for the guy and still wonder how he came out. I digress. The officer sent me on my way and then issued a ticket about 6 months later, sent it to my old address and I was out of the country. Ended up getting arrested when I came back into the country due to an unpaid ticket for expired tags." One for the memory books. Woman facepalming light skin tone. This comment received 1 upvotes. A reply from the original author Billy Club XXX says, "Wow, that took a turn for the worst." This reply received 2 upvotes. A comment from user PC Gamer Sam says, "Wow, so you could afford a brand new phone but couldn't afford to pay your traffic tickets." This comment received 1 upvotes. A reply from the original author Billy Club XXX says, "Well, afford is a nicer word than I'd use. Dumb is what it was." This reply received 2 upvotes. A comment from user avatar_of_green says, "One time I cut my hand really badly with a machete in my car. I got pulled over for expired plates as I'm bleeding all over my car. Cop sees my hand and immediately calls an ambulance. He doesn't have time for this shit. I lived in a big city. He just left me there and went on his way." This comment received 1 upvotes. A reply from the original author Billy Club XXX says, "At least it didn't compound that shitty day." This reply received 2 upvotes. A comment from user Rugburn250 says, "Tell me you didn't push it to that same 7-Eleven, haha." This comment received 1 upvotes. A reply from the original author Billy Club XXX says, "Nah, 7-Eleven was just a store. It was 2 blocks away from the gas station I pushed it into. Put like $2 in as fast as I could and got my butt to work." This reply received 2 upvotes. A comment from user Rogue Soulslayer says, "Big brain time." This comment received 1 upvotes. A reply from the original author Billy Club XXX says, "A bunch of people commented that. Is that from a show?" This reply received 2 upvotes. A comment from user Breezy2Z says, "These are the confessions I like to see." This comment received 1 upvotes. A reply from the original author Billy Club XXX says, "THNX. This sub is scary. Admit something legit worth admitting, and how do you know it won't come back to bite you? But admitting silly stuff that has no teeth is pointless. So when I remembered this, I thought it fit the bill. I was willing to admit it and hopefully I don't regret it." This reply received 2 upvotes. A comment from user Deleted User says, "Liar. Who has a cell phone like that but a POS they can't put gas in? Thinking face." This comment received 0 upvotes. A reply from the original author Billy Club XXX says, "Well, it wasn't that I couldn't put gas in it. I had money for gas. I was just low on gas and running late for work. Hoped I'd make it without stopping, but I wasn't and was gonna have to get a little gas. I had a good job that paid decent for a 19 years old. I just blew my money on dumb shit like a $99 Nokia cheap junky cell phone. I rode a motorcycle as my main transportation most of the year but bought a POS for the winter. That's what I was in. Sorry, it's so incredibly unbelievable lol. Yeah, clearly I'm a huge liar." This reply received 2 upvotes. A comment from user EVOCHI says, "This is the most mildly savage thing I've read. You're a genius, tears of joy." This comment received 0 upvotes. A reply from the original author Billy Club XXX says, "Thank you. People seem pretty polar on this tongue out." This reply received 2 upvotes.